Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician channel, and today we're going to be going into my 5 favorite socket organizers, and I'll be discussing why I like them, pros and cons to most of them, and then price points as well. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts on my top 5, as well as maybe some of yours if you have a different opinion. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. So I do have a notepad here just for notes as far as pros and cons and everything, and I'll be throwing up pictures of the socket organizers. Then I will take you in, show you the socket organizers I went with. If you guys haven't seen my channel, please comment down below what you think my socket organizer is from these 5, and then I'll discuss with you the other one if I were to ever change socket organizers, which one I would go with. So if you can guess that one, also drop it down in the comments. So the first thing I want to mention is the ones I don't like, and that being a couple of the things I look for in socket organizers is durability, usability, and a couple other things. Not being metal, I don't like the metal clips. I'll throw pictures up in here for you guys. I don't like that style. I also don't like socket organizers that lay down. Now, not like the snap-on ones or like Icon copied, that style. Those are pretty nice as long as they're durable and stand up to daily use. Obviously they do. But the style I'm about to throw up, this one I don't care for. And the reason being, a lot of the styles that have the sockets laying down, they just take up a lot of room. And granted, if you have the room and that's a style you like, go for it. But that's just not my style. Plus, as I grew my tool collection, I obviously needed more room where a laying down style would not work anyways. So first up, number 1 is the Aries or Alsa Tools magnetic organizer. And I really like that. It's a very good, durable organizer that takes up very little space. It's also a con being it's not fit for all socket sizes, and depending, they can either be really loose in there or they might not fit at all. So that could be a con. But as long as your sockets do fit in there, I do think they're a nice organizer, and I do like how they have a magnetic base. It's kind of like this Torin one I have. A lot of different companies make them. I just stated Aries and also because those are the first ones that pop up when you search for this type of organizer. Now this is a bit socket organizer, but it's really nice. It's got a magnetic base, it's ABS plastic, and the magnet holds it in there with just enough strength to keep everything in place. So they're nice little organizers, and that's going to range anywhere from $20 to $60 depending on if you buy a single one or if you get a 3-piece set or anything like that. Next up is another product from Alsa, and a couple other companies have very similar ones. This is just the one I bring up, and I'll post a picture of it. It is a tray style that has clips pre-installed, and I do believe you can add clips to it as well, so that's really nice. But it's a large tray, and it supports all drive sizes: 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch, or I should say the 3 common drive sizes. If you're in heavy duty equipment, it's not suited for 3/4 inch or 1 inch sockets. But other than that, they do handle the 3 common drive sizes, and it's nice because it's one tray, it holds all your sockets, and you could get different color options as well. It also has a handle, so if you needed to grab it and go somewhere, you could. Now, it's not like a twist lock system, but it does have a spring-loaded ball detent in it to hold the sockets in place. So that is number 2 on my list. Number 3 being the Tecton or Ernst socket bosses. Both of them sell them. These are made in the USA, and they are also ABS plastic. But the thing I love about the Ernst socket bosses or the Tecton trays is it's a plastic tray, and it holds 2 or 3 rails depending on which system you go with, and they clip in, so you can either grab the entire tray and take it with you, or you can press a button, slide the rail out, and take an individual rail with you. The other thing that's great about it is you can get it in multiple colors for metric and SAE, and you can buy accessories with it as well. So you can get little clips that hold ratchets, extensions, and things like that. You can also get more drive size twist locks. So if you have more sockets, you can actually add clips to it and, you know, fit more sockets on there. It's also great for impact sockets because everything's adjustable. It's not like this style where you can't adjust anything. Everything's pre-spaced and some sockets don't fit. Whereas this style, you can fit basically anything. Same thing goes for the last alsa custom tray. You can adjust those clips so you can fit more sockets. Or the, I'm sorry, I forgot to state, the alsa custom tray, that's going to run around $30. The Tecton or Ernst Socket Boss tray is going to run around $25, but that also depends on if you get the 2-rail system, the 3-rail system, or whichever one you decide to go with. Next up is going to be the Westling socket tray, and these things are beautiful, and they are billet aluminum. You can also get them in, I think, like 6 different anodized colors, so they're durable, and you can get them customized. You can get laser engravings on them. You can also choose to get the socket size engraved on the rail system, or you can decide not to have it engraved. So if you're one of those people that, you know, if they engrave all these drive sizes, you can probably ask them to put specific socket sizes on there. I don't like the socket trays that have the socket size on there, and then I'm forced to, my OCD forces me to fill in those empty gaps. So if I have a socket set that doesn't include a certain size, even if I don't use it, I'm going to hate looking at that empty space. I'm going to think that something's missing or I lost something, and I'm going to want to replace it. So I'm going to want to fill up the entire rail. So it's really nice that Westling offers the option to have that engraved, customized to your socket sizes, or just not do it at all. And that is going to range anywhere from $10 to $100 and a little bit further depending on the engravings that you get done. And obviously this also depends on whether you get a single one or a full set. This is also another made in the USA socket organizer. And then last up is probably one of the most common ones that you see around, and that is the Hansen socket organizer. Others have it similar. The thing that's nice about Hansen is they really beefed up the bottom portions. You set your sockets in there upside down actually, so the square drive portion is facing up, and that's also where your socket size markings are. But on the stem of the socket organizer, as I'll post up in here, it has the drive size. So it is nice that you can see the, I keep saying drive size, I mean the socket sizes. It's really nice that you can easily see the socket size right up through the square drive of the socket. But then again, it's also one of those socket organizers that requires someone like myself to fill in those empty spaces. Also, a con being that it could not be suitable for all sockets. If you have impact sockets, you might not be able to use a system like this because obviously depending on the impact socket set you get, some are much thicker than others and may not have enough spacing in there in order to fit them all on the rail. So those are some of the pros and cons. They all of them on my list tend to take up a much smaller space than having them laid out or on other style rails. Now something like the alsa custom tray, the larger one, they are set at predetermined widths apart each rail, but overall it does keep them all together and is pretty nice. So those are my top 5. And now I'm going to bring you in for a close look of what I have, and then I'll discuss with you which one I would go with if I ever decided to switch. Okay, so who has guessed which one I decided to go with? Now, any of my viewers that have watched any of my toolbox tours, you guys already know. But anybody that hasn't seen, I did decide to go with the Ernst or Tecton Socket Boss. And I love these because everything is nice and evenly spaced. It works really well. I can add as many clips as I want to this as long as my sockets allow. I have multiple sets on this front rail, as you can see, a bunch of different ones. This is all 1/4 inch drive, 3/8 drive, shallow and deep. And then this is 3/8 shallow and deep impact and 1/2 inch drive in the back. And then as you can tell, I have the Harbor Freight one in the back, but that's because with this system, with 1/2 inch sockets, it stood just a little too tall for my drawer to shut, so I had to go with something with a shorter base. But other than that, I love how you can push these little tabs over here push it down, slide this, and you can take the whole rail out. Or you can grab the entire tray and slide it out if you would like as well. And then you can also buy accessories like this that hold extensions and ratchets. So I think it's great. It also comes with stickers, so you can include the size markings of these sockets. But I just love how well they keep everything organized and clean, and it works really well for my needs. So that's the socket organizer I went with. So if you dropped your comment down below and you guessed right on the one that I did have, well, that's great. Now, if you can try and guess which one I would switch to. If I were to switch socket systems or socket organizers, I would most definitely go with the Westling billet aluminum socket organizers. Not only are they billet aluminum, so they're great, they're durable, they look amazing, they're also affordable, because even though each one of these are roughly $25, when you own as many as I do, I'm already past $100, $200 in those, because I think I have somewhere around 12 of those organizers. So I'm up there in socket organizers. So it does cost to keep that amount of sockets organized, but everything is organized, and that's what I love about them. But I think the Westling organizers are amazing, and if I ever did decide to switch, I would switch to that just because they're fully customizable. Now, I'm not sure how that would work with impact sockets, but I do believe spacing is pretty generous on those. So that's my thoughts. Please let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. And once again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, think about hitting that thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.